All right. So I'm just going to record what we talk about here this evening. And um, Wanda, can you open us up with a quick prayer?
I can.
Okay.
Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you for this gathering. You said that where two or three are gathered in your name, there you will be. There you will be also. Thank you for this business that has brought us together. Thank you for the ideas. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for the leadership. Thank you for your continued presence among us. We give you, we turn over our hearts and our minds to you, and we ask that you continue to be in our presence. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Um, well, I just wanted to kind of been meditating on a lot of different things throughout today and yesterday too, in regards to next steps for our team, because it seems that with our current crew, we're just going to be continuing to mark time unless some kind of shift happens. um, and it's always the faithful few, and those that have said that they were committed to building a business. So we just have to come up with very creative ways of being able to grow a team. This next step for you, Wanda, for you, Yatoka, executive director, will require having the support of the team. um, I thought it was made clear across the board, the vision, the mission, and the culture of our team, which means, in a nutshell, we all have to be there for one another. And, some of what I've seen in this run for Utoka, I'm not going to say that I'm 1,000% displeased, because I expected everybody to rally and be supportive, and that just simply did not happen from everyone. So and I know the week is not up yet, and perhaps everybody's going to wait till later in the week, but it just hasn't happened. And perhaps Utoka is something that I haven't seen, and maybe it has, and you just got some PayPal things that I didn't see, or whatever the case was. But I didn't see it, and I didn't see that that rooting and that support. It we got to do that for one another. It's
Mhm.
just critically important to keep someone encouraged. We're going to want that same level of encouragement. I got so much encouragement, but a lot of it came outside of the team when I ran for ED, and I was like, wow, that's what we need to have in house. Got to have support in house. So something that I'm really going to stress with the rest of the team whenever we can get everybody here, because this right here seems to be a true challenge at for whatever reason. And maybe it's that you know no one sees value in the session anymore. And if that's the case, which I don't believe it is, because this is the forum that everybody can bring their questions and we all come together, we can discuss things that have happened throughout the group. If it's something we need to be doing differently, I got to figure out what that thing is, because we kind of stalled out, and I don't ever want to stall out. So I'm working to figure out, how do we get unstuck where we are at this point, and move things to the next level. So I'm gonna be quiet, because how I learn is by listening, and just receive feedback from the two of you. I see some of the things happening across organization. And you told it was so funny that you were reading my mind. I was literally sitting here doodling on a piece of paper, thinking the whole thing through. And then your text came across, and then I didn't see what Dexter and Tanya had posted out. And I was sitting here, and I had written down the word biweekly on my page. And when you mentioned that, I was like, "What?" Because I hadn't been on Facebook. So as soon as I got back on, I saw where they moved their weekly meeting to biweekly. So you see the surge, you feed off of it when we come back from an event, and then you do everything humanly possible to ride off of all of that energy and get some things in place, and hopefully be able to continue to expound upon it. But and we've done that. We've grown since Atlanta, and so now I don't want it to just kind of fall off, because we're going into the fall and winter season. So whatever we can do, or any suggestions. So let's start with this meeting. We've moved it around several times now, and it just doesn't seem to be where we can have a good audience on any particular evening. So what do you guys see value in this session, or is there anything that we need to change to make it better?
I think that the content is, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think the content is great. I think it's fantastic. I wouldn't trade anything for the content when I'm on it. My work schedule has been ridiculous, and the timing has been just bad for me. But me personally, I think that I think it all goes back to a belief level.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think your belief level and Utoka's belief level far surpasses everyone else's. I have a belief level that is growing, has grown, is growing, and I think everyone else's belief level, the in the training part, is just not where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have the 4 steps, and I just need to talk to people, and I don't need to get online and talk on the phone unless unless it's something is going to be talked about that actually applies to me in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of selfish, but I think that's possible. That's a possibility.
Okay.
I think when it comes to priority, as much as we say training, how much we say training is important. Those of us that know the huge leaders, would rather focus on them and not focus on your own personal group until somebody in your own personal group gets really big, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's hard to explain. I don't know. I know for me personally, when I get off of this ridiculous work schedule, it wouldn't be a problem for me to be there. But already, my new person that I just signed up, as much as it sounds like she wants to be good at this, she has, really has no interest in this. Had no interest in this meeting.
Mm. Okay.
I asked her to send me a copy of the list that I know she started, and I have not gotten that. She's not interested in doing a VGL. She just wants to talk to people on her own. So to me, that's a resistance to training, which this is.
Wow. Okay.
So that's just me. And I could be like way
great.
off in left field.
No, that's great feedback, and I agree with everything that you said. I agree with all of it. Okay.
So I know self-development is, important, but I think, remember, Beverly, when I was whining the other day, it's we all have so much to do with our lives, sans the business, but then you add in the business and everything that goes along with it. And for me, with the hours that I've been working, it's been overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been days where I have just wanted to get up, make it to work, do the 12 and a half, 13, 14 hours, come home and do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's just been me for the last 2 months and the next 2 months. So, I can only imagine, what other people are doing, especially those with children.
Right.
So, I don't know. And then there's so many little tiny pieces. Remember when I was saying, I said there's the business, there's the recruiting, there's the personal development, there's the calls, there's the training, there's the getting the word out, there's passing out your cards. There's so many tiny little pieces, and it's like, when am I supposed to get all this done? And then there's getting on the calls, and then there's staying up till 10 o'clock, which is physically impossible for me now. For me personally, is so much, and I don't even have children.
Right.
Okay. So, so I can only imagine recruiting someone else, and it is my plan to recruit somebody before this month is over. It is my plan to put someone else in a business, but I can't imagine recruiting someone who has children and, expecting them to work as much as it is to be successful in this business.
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine what it's going to do to them, but it's necessary. We know it's necessary.
Right.
That we do all those little tiny things now to be able to not have to do them later.
Right. Okay.
So it's not really a catch-22, but it's a catch-22. You got to do it now. See me now, see me later.
Right. What are your thoughts, Yatoka?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, y'all. I love our team calls. I've learned so much from our calls. I don't know how to get my team motivated to, get on the calls and everything. I've always, reiterated to my team members that the two most important phone calls, guys, is number one, our team call, and of course the Monday night training. But that's all I can do. I'm not going to micromanage anybody because, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to be micromanaged myself. And we're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves.
Right.
But I receive, what I get out of my calls is I get a lot of great content. And then I can ask my questions. For example, I saw X, Y, and Z or X, Y, and Z. This is the time that we can all just talk together as a team and learn from each other. With Miss Beverly, who's great at Facebook Live. When you did the Facebook Live about the about the sample, what? I'm going to do that too. With Tasha, I've learned so much from her. So guess what? I wouldn't have learned those things if I wasn't on the call.
Right.
Because there are some things that people do that, you know, are working for them, but how you going to know it's working if you don't talk to somebody about it?
That's right.
Or you may think the thing of it is, in order to receive or in order to do something different, you have to, in order to get a different result, you have to do something different. So if something's not working, you know, I've always come with pen and paper. I'm sorry about that. I've always come with pen and paper and just ready to take notes and ready to always ask my questions because I want to continue to grow.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel it's up to everybody as an individual. You know, at first I was like, so were you on the call? Were you on the call? Were you on the call? I'm not doing that anymore.
Right.
I shouldn't have to tag my team on a phone call because everybody sees it. I shouldn't have to do that. And my team know I am here. I am here for my team. I am. You want to go out and talk to people? We can go do that together. You want to do a party together? We can do a party together. So my team knows that I'm here, but in order for us to get the meat that we need, this is meat. Tuesday night, our training call is the meat, right? It's the meat and potatoes of our business. This is the way that we're going to grow. We got to keep, there's so many teams that are like, everybody's on the call. You know, I don't know how to get people motivated. All I can do is just lead by example and just be a motivator. That's all, and that's all I can actually do. But I would like to continue to still have the calls because I can ask my questions. And guess what? When I have someone new or when somebody else has a question, well, we did talk about that on this meeting. I'm not sure if if you listen to it or whatever have you, but I just feel like I need it for myself. Right. I also think that self-development is very, very, very important. Mm-hmm. Very important because guess what? Not everybody's going to want to buy your tea. They don't want to buy it. Not everything that you do, you see what I'm saying? So, when you get a lot of no's, and everybody goes through this discouragement. Everybody I even do. Sometimes I'm like you, Wanda. Sometimes I'm just tired. I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm like, who is this that wants some tea? I don't want to talk to you today. You see what I'm saying? I get like that too. I get stressed out at work, get overworked. I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to, do all this. We got school coming up. I feel you. But in order for us to go to the next level, to my perception, we got to still find a Miss Beverly, a Wanda, a Tasha, a Utoka. We got to find us, and we got to keep building until we find those people on our team. We got to keep doing it.
I know it's sad, and I hate to say this because I know it's going to be recorded forever. My great grandchildren will be able to hear me say this. There are days when after I've walked out of work, I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to have anything to do with people, right? Because people can be so disappointing. Mm-hmm. It's like, really? And I know it's my profession, but at the same time, if I do the business and I do the business right, I won't have to have the profession.
But guess what? Even the leaders, they don't feel like talking to people.
Right.
Exactly.
Sometimes, they got to push themselves and hype themselves up, take some full shots of NutriBurst just to get on the phone call or do whatever else that they have to do. And guess what? When they're tired, they rely on somebody else. So when Storm is tired, she called her friend Pam.
That's right.
Yeah.
We all have to depend on each other. And y'all know that anytime anybody got a three-way or whatever, it's not just Miss Beverly that's doing it. I've said so many times, anybody need to do a three-way, I'm here. Just text me beforehand and let's work it out. It's not, everything is not on Miss Beverly. So that's a good thing that everything is not on her.
Right.
Because I know it's tough. And I know that you want next level for everybody. And I'm so grateful and thankful for that, Miss Beverly. Thank you so much for not giving up. Thank you for your yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm ride or die. I can't speak for nobody else, but I'm ride or die. And I'm going to find somebody else like me.
Exactly. I want to find, I'm going to find somebody like both of you.
Yes. We're
And
gonna have to find somebody. And I'm not saying that anybody on my team is bad. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all.
Right.
I
No.
love everybody on my team, but we gotta keep going, keep going, keep. We can't rely on the same, couple of people that we have on our team. There's power in the numbers.
right.
Look in the organization, there's power in the numbers. We got to keep going and keep recruiting. Retail to recruit something.
Right.
I was on an accountability call with Greg Scott said, listen, when you're giving out a free pack of tea, even if it's a free pack of instant tea, ask that person, listen, if I give you this free pack, will you promise me to give me your testimony? And guess what? Can you give me 10 names of people that you know would like to lose 5 pounds in 5 days? Now, not everybody's going to give you their friends' phone numbers, and I get that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, if I give you this free pack of tea, I would like for you to give me your testimony, and could you, I'm going to send you a text with my information. Could you pass this along to 10 of your friends?
Mm-hmm.
Pass my information, because we need to get in other people's network, and people are watching.
They are. People
So,
that I don't even think are watching are watching.
People are watching.
Yeah, they are.
They watch it. And Miss Wanda, I know that you are busy, but at night, either use Hootsuite or Crowdfire. Tasha helped me set that up. I'm not good at setting that up. So Tasha's good with setting that up. So it posts for you like tonight, before you go to bed, you can go ahead and it can schedule all your posts for the next day, and you don't have to do nothing. When I allowed that to work for me, I was like, wait a minute, I didn't post. Oh, I forgot. People started liking that post. I'm like, what post y'all liking? And I forgot I had set it up because I'm so used to doing it myself.
Mm-hmm.
But Wanda, I feel you. Honey, I get tired too. I talked so much over the weekend. I was tired of talking. Okay.
But just my story of, when you get tired, you don't want to talk. Just like I didn't want to talk when I was at that nail salon, and I would have missed Miss Rose.
Oh yeah,
missed her if I would have kept that same stank attitude that I had. Sit there like, oh Lord, I just don't want to talk. I just want to sit and get my feet done.
And guess what? Keep telling that story, because that was real, because I've been in a position where I didn't want to talk to somebody in a nail salon or getting my hair done, and then they wanted to talk, and I said, okay. And then guess what? I got a sale. So I'm like, now you did all that powder for nothing, and look.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I mean, I will ever be connected, to Miss Rose. I actually sent her an edible arrangement yesterday because, I think I may have shared with you, Utoka. I'm not sure, but she had 6 kids, 5 living, and none of them came to see her on her 80th birthday. So I felt really bad. I mean, very bad that here this woman was staying at home, cooked her own dinner, and she bought so much product from me and is a solid customer going forward. And we've already made plans for when I'm coming back. We're having lunch next week. And so, if I would have kept my mouth closed, I would not have had that relationship, or somebody who now is a true believer in Total Life Changes, and it's going to save her so much money. But I'm going to tell you, it honestly made me feel so good to have met her and to be able to spend that time with her, time that I didn't have, but somehow, some kind of way, it worked itself out. So you just don't know why God aligns you in certain positions at certain times with certain people. But if we have an attitude and we don't want to talk, we may miss those opportunities. And I don't want to. I feel like I've missed enough in my life. I don't want to miss nothing else. So, for me, that's one of the reasons why I go hard in this business, because I'm a true believer. If I could find, 20 more that believed in the same way, It's when you have your own testimony and you know where your health was in your life, flashing before you. It just puts it at a whole nother level. So I know that's my reason why, I go so hard in this business. But also, I pay attention to people when I'm out places, and these little old people that are at the entrance of the Walmarts and the Sam's, passing out these samples and stuff. I mean, y'all hear me say that all the time. I do not want to be one of those people. I want to be on my white sandy beach with the clear blue water with the wind blowing through my hair. I don't want to be in somebody's little store, and having to listen to all the rules and regulations and getting paid minimum wage. And I no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to pass out samples. I don't want to get mad because somebody let their kids go in the store and they over snatching out the samples without permission. I don't want to deal with any of that. So that's why I stay so focused now, and I look at our economy and everything that's happening, from the White House to my house, and I'm like, wow, what in the world? You got to have multiple streams. And some things that have recently come out, if you pay attention to those Facebook Lives, or the posts from some of the leaders, TLC is not the only thing that they're doing. So it just makes their story even more amazing to me. I didn't know that Jason L. Scott had a dump truck business. I didn't know that. He put that in the universe and took a picture in front of his dump trucks. I know several people that have made that type of investment, and it's good money in that. So just to know,
Is good money in what, Ms. Beverly? Is good money in what?
in investing in dump trucks.
Oh.
Yeah, so he has a dump truck business, and taking his money and that he's making with TLC and investing it in yet another business. And another reason I was so happy to include Delana on our team, we both got it at the same time. I'm actually going to take the exam so that I become certified under Delana in her business, so that when I send her referrals, I get a check. So it's just a matter of taking a test, and I feel like I can do it. I'll squeeze it in somewhere, and so that's another stream of income that I'm looking at. But
Wow.
different things that we have to broaden our minds about, and stop being our grandparents. Or some grandparents are pretty doggone smart. I'm not even gonna say that great grand that didn't have any choices, had to do it a particular way, didn't have options. We have options and resource that's there. It's just a matter of making a little bit of sacrifice. And once you get there, but it starts with everything that you guys have mentioned here about your belief level. You want to have a vision that's way larger than where you are right now. And you got to be in a place where you, of course, believe in, or you're a product of the product, so you got to believe in what you're doing and have respect for the business. And you can't, sideswipe the process. The process works. You just have to work it. And you can't get mad when you don't understand something and you figure it out. There've been a lot of instances where, I wasn't taught something, and it came back and it's like, oh shoot, if I had known that, what I'm gonna do, get mad, fold my arms, and not do my business? No, I've invested too much. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue to grow, and I'm not going to tell my leader, no, I'm not doing that, especially if she has more zeros than I do, and a ring and a big check. I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to listen. I'm not going to be disrespectful on any level. And one of the first things that I did when our team split a while back, was I went to Lisa and apologized to her, because I don't care how bad it ever got to where we were disagreeing about anything. It should never be where I separate myself from my leader. It should never be that, especially when there's still so much more that I can learn from that individual. So it was truly a lesson. And to be honest, that whole edification, we got to teach that in this group, because there's some people that are not following edification. If your leader asks a question, or someone who is working diligently to assist you in growing and making more of this team, and you just don't respond, or have an attitude, and this, that, other, and not even putting in the effort, that's disrespectful. That's not edification. So I think we gotta teach that. We have to focus more on maybe some role playing. I don't know if that's gonna help if your belief level isn't there. I can't make somebody believe. So there will be a shift with me. Okay, that means the current role are not the superstars. They're not going to be that one that's going to elevate us to the next level. Okay, we have to accept that. It's time to move on and just continue to grow the team, meet people, and again, focusing on that. I'm looking for business-minded people. Just sign up any willy-nilly just because they say. We're beyond that, way beyond just signing up folks at this point. I'm not doing it. It's too much work, way too much work. Even recently, I stepped outside of what I would normally do. Mistake. I should not have done that. But, it seemed like the right thing to do at the time. So now you just got to stand firm and see where that belief level is up front. They don't have the money to invest, and it's not, squeaky tight all around them, and they can't even buy 4 packs of tea. I'm sorry. Those are not people that you want to put in your organization as a business builder. So it's time to be tough, guys. We got to really tighten up on who we add to our teams, because there is no way we're going to elevate, just signing people up who, like Wanda said, don't want to follow the process, or, they get in and they want to do it their way fully. You've done all of what you're supposed to do, the welcome email, you've done your one-on-one training, you helped them get set up, you answered their questions, you put all that time in, only for them to want to bypass some of the process, then get mad and fold their arms and not want to do. You feel like you've wasted your time with that individual, and honestly you have, because you could have been out recruiting somebody else who actually is going to follow the process. So those are some of the things we got to start really looking at, and understanding people. It is critically important that you follow the process. So,
and what I noticed too, Miss Beverly, and not to cut.
Oh, go ahead.
And not to cut you off, and not to cut you off, but I remember, I forgot which leader that was, that if the person that they enrolled did not follow the process, then if you didn't start with 1 and 2, you don't go to 3. So we're not going to even talk about step number 3 until you've done 1 and 2 first.
That's right.
Okay, and then I think it was Candace's birthday. I think it was. I forgot who it was. But then they reached back out in a couple of days. Okay, have you done steps 1 and 2? Okay, you're not. Okay, so you just let me know when you've done steps 1 and 2, because this is the process, and then we'll go to the next step.
Yeah, I
so totally, you let me know.
Totally agree.
Remember that? I forgot who that was.
I mean,
but not even
Stormy.
I think it was Candace.
Yep. They've all between
I think it was Candace,
Stormy, and Jason. Same thing. They say the same thing.
But they say that for a reason. They say that for a reason. That because the thing of it is, if you're going to follow the process in the beginning, then you're going to follow it all the way through.
That's right. That's right.
And then you know what I'm saying? Because and I understand the excitement of getting started. I mean, but a lot of the information is right there in the welcome email.
Mhm.
You know, and I've always stressed these calls are important. Even if you got to listen to the recorded call, listen to it because we have gone over something that we're doing as a team and stuff too.
Right. Right. And then, it's also about integrity, because I've heard some people say, yeah, I listened to the recording. No, you didn't. It says 0 views. So I just, I listen and I hear and I'm like, okay, that's not what my report says when I go to listen. Just tell the truth. And if you didn't do it, you just didn't do it. And it helps me to understand right where you are. And then I'm gonna go on. But don't get upset with me when I don't answer my phone when you call. I am working with somebody else, or I have something else that's gonna take a higher priority, and I will return your call when I can. You will get put on the list. Now, if you are my superstar, I'm answering that phone right then and there. If you have followed all the steps, you've done everything I've asked you to do, I am answering my phone. Even if it's to say, I'm going to call you back in 5 minutes. So it's got to be at that level where we help them to understand that our time is valuable too. And I'm not going to waste 1 iota of a second on anything that isn't in alignment with the process. So I agree 100%, Utoka, with Candace, with Jason, with so many of them that, steps 1 and 2 aren't done. Sorry. When you get there, let's talk. So,
and another thing that I learned, and I don't know if I learned it in this business or not, but whenever you are wanting to, ask questions or whatever, I've always, tried my best to, of course, I couldn't come up with a question, during the conversation, but try to have all those questions right there, written down. So whenever you do get the person on the line, go ahead on, especially Miss Beverly, if you are allotted a certain amount of time to talk to somebody, then we should have those questions already prepared. Absolutely. And then, of course, expand upon those. But we also, it's all about edification. That's part of edification.
Yeah.
I learned so much about edification. That's a part of it.
It is. That shows me that you value my time. We value each other's time. And because you come prepared, I have you on my schedule every week for 30 minutes. Let's make the best use of this 30 minutes or an hour or however much time every week you have with each of your leaders. In that one-on-one time, you gotta come prepared. You can't be thinking up stuff while you're on the call. And then after you hang up, an hour later, you won't call me back because you forgot something. No, it's just what you just said. So we got to get better.
Because not everybody's going to be available on a phone call too. And Wanda, I mean, right now is your bedtime, so your team should not be calling you after 9 o'clock. Asking a bunch of questions.
They can all call. They can all call.
But I mean, but I'm just saying it's part of edification.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
We know everybody's schedule. And that's not fair to you because you have a job. You got to get up and work too. So I mean, we just all got to just be aware of that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I did. I actually did get like 3 text messages. So it's like, okay.
Oh my gosh.
I answered, this morning. Well, sorry, I go to bed at 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, what their response was. I haven't gotten a response because I texted them back at 5:15.
I was going to say, just text them back at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys, if y'all are listening to this, but this is a raw recording. I'm sorry. I love everybody, though. But this is a raw recording right now.
Exactly. We sometimes we got
Don't
to
be,
be real, just 1,000%.
Yeah.
Because I want it to be where I feel like my time is valued, and the same for everybody else. I just want, if the meetings, if you guys would say, hey, these meetings are worthless, no more meetings. And
No.
that,
I that it reminds me of something that Jonathan had said a while back. The, with regard to answering his phone, he said, well, I was like, well, when you go dig, you got to answer your phone. He's like, no, I don't. I don't have to answer my phone. I have business hours, and I will answer my phone during my business hours. And when my business hours are done, I'm not going to answer my phone. And, just for a second, it was like, well, that's not good business. And then again, it's like, well, yeah, it is good business, because when Food Line closes, you're not gonna get in Food Line 5 minutes after it closes, just because you want something at Food Line. The Food Line is closed. Yeah, wait till Food Line opens.
That's right.
And after thinking about it,
but that's good
it
though.
made sense.
Yeah.
It made sense. So you do
Yeah,
have
this
to
is our
value the time in
business,
your
and I
life.
mean, yep,
Yep.
I totally agree. So, did we? So, are we going to still have the meetings, Miss Beverly, or
Yes,
keep the meetings at this time?
we're gonna still have the meetings. It doesn't seem like it has nothing to do with the day or the time. That's been proven.
Yeah,
I have moved
we
this
tried
thing
every day.
around. It don't matter what time or day.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And
Every day but Sunday we tried.
yeah, exactly. So you know what? We're gonna leave it here. I will continue to surf and see who actually does go back and do the recordings, look at the recordings, and it just is what it is. I can't. All I can do is put it all out there, everything that I'm learning, and throw those nuggets back at everybody. But if they don't want to catch them, I can't make them, and you have to keep going. And my goal will be just like what we've talked about, to continue to keep talking to people and growing the team, and shooting in the dark to find those superstars. We just got to keep going. So that's it. That's where we are at this point. And I don't want anybody to get stressed out because you see it, you have your belief level, and you just have a team that doesn't. It's okay. That's just your team for right now. So you keep growing it, keep doing every single thing that you're already doing, and make that money on the side right now, like your retail hustle game. Step it up. That's where that idea came from. I was like, I keep hearing people talking about how broke they are. Okay, well, but they still need to lose weight. I'm still looking at them, and they still need to lose weight. So I was like, well, skinny it down. Just skinny down that it's $139.95 plus shipping and handling. Okay, so you don't have that right now. Okay, so let's come up with another way of doing this. So I ordered several of the NutriBurst minis and got some more mesh bags. And I was like, and these are NutriBurst samples. I mean, NRG samples. And I was like, that's affordable right there. If you tell me no to $45, you're not serious.
Right.
And when you put that out there, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I got to do that.
Yeah.
I have got to do that.
That's it right there. And then they'll get hooked. And then it's like, wow, you know what? I paid her $45 just to get me started. But if I go ahead and just get the whole Get Fit kit, then I'll have it for much longer, and I'll have to call her every week. But they're gonna get hooked because I know how bad I feel when I don't take my NutriBurst. So I am not gonna be without that product. If I'm serious about getting healthy. And people are going to lose those 5 pounds in the 5 days, or have some form of result. They're going to see a shift in their body. So it just made sense. It's like $45. You don't have that? Okay, call me when you do.
Mhm.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
But that
And
takes
I
away
actually
that
did have
stuff.
somebody that wanted a kit. I actually did have somebody that wanted a kit because of the samples were, I forgot how much I was charging for the samples. She was like, well, I might as well, how much is a month supply? Well, I might as well just go ahead and get the month supply.
Mhm.
You know?
So
Are
now,
you doing, Miss Beverly, the Get Fit kit, or are you just doing the individual? Because the Get Fit kit is like $3.05 more.
okay. No, I mean it depends. If they have seen it and that's what they want, then okay, we're gonna order that for you. And I've had
Okay.
a couple of boxes around here where I made somebody believe that that's what they got. They just they got an empty box, a Get Fit kit box that I had, and I just put the product that I had on hand in the box and gave it to
Gotcha,
them.
gotcha,
I,
gotcha.
you gotta get creative, and
And I
packaging.
like those little bags that you put like the chaga or it was Gana or chaga in it. Is that like it has a
Yeah.
little piece of cardboard in it, or did you just do that?
No, I got that from Paper Mart. And they're about the same price as the little green mesh bags. So you get, oh gosh, I think it's 20 that came in the one stack. So they got the little
Hmm.
mesh bag that's already attached to the little box, and then you just put it in there and do the little drawstring. And so the little mini NutriBurst fit in there really nice too. Or if you want to put, all of your instant teas in there, it's just so many different creative things, and people like feeling like they're getting a present. So if you post yourself
That's true.
like you're on your way to deliver a present to somebody, like, God, I want a present. I ain't nobody ever brings me a present. So they'll just call you and order something just because your packaging looks like they're getting a present. It's all mental. You have to think about, what
That's
makes you
true.
feel good. What do you think makes other people feel good? And the little lady that I met this evening that, she hit me up on offer up. Her husband works late. She doesn't have a car. So, I'm leery about going to people's house. I don't do that, especially reach out to me on offer up. So, but I made an exception. But she was so happy to see me. And when she saw the little green mesh bag with her tea in it, and then I had the informational card, and I gave her one of the instant ISO teas, and she's like, "Oh my God, you gave me a gift in here." And then she was just like, "Oh, thank you so much." I'm like, "Do you get out?" It didn't seem like she got out much, but she was so happy
Um,
just to get the one, something in that bag that she didn't have to pay for. So it's just the little things. And she's like, I'm going to get more. So so I got her
hmm.
information. So it's we got to start thinking outside of just the transaction itself. Be creative.
That's true.
Put your
Thank
marketing
you
plan
cards
together
work.
and do it. So still everything you see me do, take it. I want the team to be successful, and this smaller version thing is a fantastic idea. It is already working. I'm telling you, it works. So go
Well,
and
can I
do it.
use the picture too? I'm sorry. Can I just use the
Yes,
picture
yes.
too?
Use the picture too. Use the picture
Because
too.
I was like, she even got it all set up. But you know what else, guys, too? Thank you cards. I think
Oh,
I want to get like my initials put on some thank you cards or something.
mhm.
Because when you hand write a thank you card
Yeah.
and put it in their bag too, that means a lot.
It does. I know I have them for like my nonprofit organization, but that is truly, you're right. That is an excellent idea. It's a follow up with something
So
like
we
that,
gotta,
or you put that in the bag where you hand wrote
yes,
your thank you or your signature. Yeah, that's great. That's good stuff there.
yes. Can you send me the link to that type of paper? I mean, that type of bag. You got some paper, Miss Beverly?
Oh
Can you put that out
yeah,
there?
I'll pull up
You don't
my.
mind? Okay, thank you
Pull
so
up my
much.
order. I'll do that now.
I'll be watching everything. I'm like, so where she get this bag from?
Exactly. I love paper.
And I gotta order my hat.
Cool. I didn't get a shirt or anything. The shirts were more expensive. I was like, maybe the shirts will come down, or maybe I'll see, somebody else that'll start making shirts like Sandy or somebody, Sandy Baker or one of those guys. They'll start making them cheaper. So I'll hold off on
Gotcha.
that right now. But I know they got the pants, they got the shirts, and all kind of stuff. But yeah, and I think Stormy has her own 3033 shirts on her site, but I already know that's expensive. I didn't even look to see the price. So because her stuff's always pricey.
Gotcha. And what did we decide to do about Thursdays? We're gonna do every other week, and
I think we should. I think we should move to every other week, and then let's not start the VGO thing this week, or whatever we're gonna call it. Our virtual presentation, or we got to give it a funky name so that people don't feel like they're coming to a call. We're going to talk about products and business. Let's think of a name that we can call it, and then just invite people, and then give them an incentive for coming. Say, hey, when I'll give you an instant, pack of tea or something. I don't know. Anybody that and give them a reason to come, and then if they bring other people with them, then that's 2 instant, something like that. Just gotta try to get more creative, because I even been on Pam and Elwood Whitaker's call last night. I was like, man, they got a growing audience from Facebook Live that's watching their opportunity call, as well as all these people that's on the phone. Like, man, and they're where they live, it's not that. It's like, how did they do this?
Not that big, right?
Yeah, how did they do this? So I want, I've made really good friends with the 2 of them, and it was an honor to be on their call last night, and then they both were talking to me afterwards, like, oh my God, you've added more to your testimony. So making those alliances and being very visible and very transparent, even if you just get out there and make your own Facebook Live to tell your own testimony about like what you did, it touches people, and then they feel like they're your friend, and they may not even know you. So we gotta do some things like that. And Wanda, Miss Drill Sergeant, I'm gonna need you to come across a little pizza via a Facebook like, good morning, hi everybody. I know I'm tired. I've been in the jail all day, but you know what? To God be the glory. How y'all doing today? Tell me something that y'all have on your mind. Anybody have any questions? I mean, just whatever. Or just talk about what happened at the jail for the day, and it's how you ready to go home and just, have you a glass of wine and take a bath. People be like, oh man, I that's how I felt when I got off work. And then they feel like you're friends because it's crazy, but that's how it is. There are some very lonely people that all they do is surf to see what's going on with other folks. So
okay. And another thing I learned about Facebook Lives when I was talking to
oh, okay.
Yeah. Are you laughing at what, Wanda? She's like, all right, sure.
Oh my God.
It's okay, Wanda. I get nervous too.
Pretend like your phone is a person that you're just having a conversation. My kids laughing.
Yeah, cause you just let it flow, Miss Beverly. You just turn it on and it just flows out. So is that what you do? You think of it like it's a person?
Yes, like I'm talking to somebody that's sitting right in front of me. My kid's like, "Ma, you crazy." But they're like, "Wow, that really worked." They're like, "Yes, that really worked." And then when you step outside of the box and you post something else, like what I did on Sunday, posted our visiting pastor. That thing got over 100 views already since Sunday. And
What?
yes, and it was about friends. His subject was it really was very good. I got to give it to him. He talked about friends on from one end of the spectrum to the other. So it was like ouch, ouch, ouch for a whole lot of people. But just to step outside of the box and do something a little different. Oh, she normally doesn't post, sermons. What's this about? This must be good. Let me click on this. It's like, wow, man, I learned something really good. And I had people inboxing me and, different things. So it's crazy how you can build those relationships and then somebody just step outside and boom, next thing you know, you're like, wow, I'm so proud of you. Like the lady, God, I can't think of her name, Keisha, somebody. Anyway, I went to one of her seminars about a year ago. And I didn't know she was watching me. I should be watching her. And she did a comment today on my post with the money on the seat from all the sales I made this morning. She was like, wow, I'm so proud of you. Keep pushing. What? You watching me? Really? That I felt honored because she making her paper. Well, she's written a couple of books and done all these seminars. And I was just really taken by her when I went to her seminar. But she's watching me. Wow. So that's what it takes. You just gotta be friendly and get out there and let people get to know you. And you Toka, one thing I think you need to do is a day in the life
Ma'am.
of a truck driver's wife. Jesus.
Yep.
Oh, a
You
day
know,
in life
you
as
know
a
what?
truck
Because
driver's wife.
exactly,
Oof.
because
You
Kimberly told me, okay, because she's a director that she's a YouTuber that I met. And I got the testimony book from her, and she was on our family Facebook Live, and she was like, "This is great! I can't believe it." She was asking Rufus questions or asking, she was kind of like guiding me through it because I had talked to her before, and I told her I was nervous about doing them, and I told her I think that she did great, and she actually gave me feedback after my live, and she said, "You told her I've already shared your lives," and she said, "Listen, y'all need to do more lives like that because see, not everybody know about these truck drivers and about about the assessments that they have to go through, the physicals and stuff that they have to pass, or they can't drive." She
yeah.
said, "Keep doing those lives." She said, "I'm gonna tell you something there. I don't answer my phone for everybody. I don't." She said, "I have a ton of people who ask me questions all the time, but because you're taking my advice, I'm gonna answer your phone call."
Wow.
I was
See
like, she said,
there?
"Because I'm watching you." She said, "I'm watching you."
That's what I'm talking about right there. There you go. Boom.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we just have to be more relatable, and people are going to be attracted to us. And then, the fortune is in the follow up. We meeting all these people. We got to keep track of them, and we got to follow up with them. It's challenging to schedule that time, and it's happened to me a few times too, where follow-up time gets invaded by whatever life, all these life things start to happen, but you gotta still try to squeeze it in there and jot down something about them that you remember, and then make that a focal point, and like, wow, this person actually, she remembers me, she remembers that detail that we talked about. So just critically important stuff. And so, well, I know we've been on the call for over an hour now, and it was only supposed to be 30 minutes, but this is good stuff. So
It was Wanda's bedtime.
yes,
Well,
it's past Wanda's bedtime, so we're gonna let Miss Wanda go. So
mm,
Yolanda, can you close us out with our affirmations, and then we'll Well,
Yes, ma'am.
for the night. Okay.
I sure can. I will hear the voice of the Holy Spirit from within. I will lead and not follow. I will create and not destroy. I am a force for good. I defy the odds. I set new standards. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am the lender and not the borrower. I am loved by God. I am chosen by God. I am protected by God. No weapon formed against me shall prosper, and every tongue that rises up against me in judgment shall be condemned. It's my season. It's my turn. I am humble. I am wealthy. I am happy. I am strong. I am a champion. All right, ladies.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Y'all have a wonderful night. It was just, and anybody else that joined, y'all have a wonderful night.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.